Context in the next hour. Ukraine and Russia trade insults after face-to-face talks between the two sides on ending the war trigger anger and confusion. The leader of the Russian delegation suggests his country is ready for possible compromises to achieve peace, but President Trump says nothing's going to happen on that front until he meets President Putin in person. Also on the programme, health officials in Gaza say more than 100 Palestinians have been killed by Israeli airstrikes since midnight. This all comes as President Trump tells US troops that his priority is to end conflicts, not to start them. Well, it would have been a historic moment. The leaders of Russia, the United States and Ukraine all gathered in one place to try to bring an end to the war, more than 3 years since Russia's full-scale invasion. But that's not what happened. Insults and recriminations were traded after it was confirmed that President Putin wouldn't be attending the talks in Istanbul, due to begin on Thursday morning, but now delayed. The Ukrainian delegation was headed by the country's defense minister, while presidential aide Vladimir Medinsky is leading the Russians. But to say trust is low between the two sides would be an understatement. Ukraine's President, Volodymyr Zelensky, who challenged Mr. Putin to attend in person, reacted with anger when he heard who was coming from the Russian side, describing them as stand-in props. Meanwhile, President Trump, who had also suggested that he might attend the talks, has said nothing will happen regarding the conflict in Ukraine until he meets Vladimir Putin. Well, the Kremlin has said there are no plans for the Russian leader to travel to Turkey or meet Donald Trump over the next few days. But they stressed they wanted to address what they called the root causes of the conflict and establish lasting peace. So where does this leave us all? Our Russia editor, Steve Rosenberg, explains.